starting with talking. Well, we're gonna talk about mentors this entire time.
Mentors?
Mentors.
Okay.
Mentors. But we gotta start. It's because of the event from yesterday that really blessed my eyes.
What event from
The
yesterday?
wedding.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah, because went to a very beautiful wedding over the weekend where I
Okay.
got to take photos and do my photography thing for like first or second time.
Mm-hmm.
It was very enjoyable,
See
and
great
just being able to be there and just see two souls really go through a holy matrimony was something else, you know.
It's
Not
fire.
only that, but being able to be the witness, you know, is all it meant for me. But I think, well, I know the reason that it really meant a lot to me, but it was because of who it was, you know.
Yes.
Having a mentor figure in my life that I can honestly say has done so much for me over the past year or two,
Mm-hmm.
and gave me the opportunity yesterday to repay the favor was something very special.
That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, I've had a mentor. It was a coach when I first started playing club. You know this coach.
Yeah.
He's he was definitely like he was like the older brother that I had, yes, but didn't have emotionally wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now I understand.
So like the way that this coach showed me how to play the game and treated me was like it's like one of the only times that I've truly like had 100% respect for somebody in a coaching position. You know what I mean? And like truly, like he's one of the only people in my life that I have 100% like respect for. Um, and he I don't know. I feel like our connection was just really like pure. Like me and him got along really well. Me and him had the same goals in volleyball. We had the same ideas, and he taught me how to be the player that I am today. So I could only be grateful for him. I think mentors are just a necessity if you want to get better at something. Like I wanted to get better at volleyball, and I came in, and he saw me practice when I was really bad at volleyball.
Yeah, I remember that. You were so bad.
Yeah,
I
I was
tell people that
trash.
I tell people that a lot. Like I told the kids that we coached that you were terrible,
Yeah,
and they didn't agree. And then we were talking to the person at my job the other day that you
yeah,
played with when you went back to serve. Actually, she was talking about how terrible you were to me, and she brought it up.
yeah,
And looked at me, and I was like, really? I remember him that bad, but you think he like was that bad? And then you served to the wall, like not the back wall, the side wall.
yeah,
And she just looked at me and she was like, "Yeah, because he used to do shit like that all the time." She walked away,
yeah.
you know. And I remember how it's funny because there's people that remember you like that, and then I thought the other day, because I know he's not gonna care if I say this, like Anthony was there
Uh,
and he was talking, but he was like, "Yeah, he's a genius, man." And he was just talking about you, and he was talking about the flick of your wrist, and he actually said you've always had the best flick of the wrist that he's seen in volleyball. And
like
I looked at him and I was like, "So did he flick his wrist when he hit the basketball court 50 feet away?" And he looked at me. He was like, "I don't even remember that." And I can tell you, I remember that on a daily basis,
wow,
and not just a daily basis,
yeah,
a game basis.
yeah,
You did not flick your wrists. But I will say, um, while hearing all that and how much that coach meant to you, and I know this because I know how much Jabbar and all my other mentors mean to me because I have a lot, like Artem and Drupa and all that stuff. What does it say? What does it really say about you that you can actually recognize that? You know what I mean? And then you recognize that this person has done something for you, and how do you do that?
um, I'm gonna refer back to our conversation about ego. I think it's just putting your pride aside and being able to recognize when somebody truly has impacted your life in such a positive way. So yeah, I mean, it just makes you emotionally intelligent. That's like the baseline of it. Um, yeah, I mean, if you have somebody in your life that you know has taught you in a field that you deem as a passion of yours, if you know somebody that's giving you only positive things, then don't be afraid to call that person your mentor. And honestly, the people that have the mentors are the people that succeed in life. So don't just, put your pride aside,
Yeah,
lock in.
bro. I agree. I never really viewed it as putting my pride aside in that sense, but I always knew that it took it took a huge sit back every day and just kind of analyzing in my own brain and just a daily reflection to just very
Yeah.
clearly see, on a base level, hey,
Yeah.
bro, this person has done a lot for me. This person has not. So why would I value this person over this person? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just a skill that I struggled with for a while because they were like we've been friends for like 17 years at this point, but there was a point where I think like sophomore year, like junior year, so like I'd known you for 15 years at that time, where it was kind of hard to do that
Yeah.
with just people in general because you were the person I knew for the longest, and I was like, this is really dumb. Like I'm looking at this person, I'm looking at Caden, I have the same amount of value for them, but like that just doesn't make sense and that's stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But over time, I just learned that it's about the amount of mistakes that the person makes, yes, but it's also about how long you've known them. And I feel like most of the time when it comes to just looking at what people have done for you, people have struggle with viewing both gauges, like what matters more, time or how many mistakes they made. And for me, it was always the amount of mistakes that they made divided by the time that I've known them. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
that's where you're gonna see people's consistency and what they do for you.
Yeah.
Because this person may have made more mistakes, but you've known them longer, and this person may have made no mistakes, but you've known them for like a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this person can make one mistake and just cut you off the entirety of your life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And people that really stick with you through the end are what I deem mentors. Because when I look at all my mentors in my life, Joe, I've had so many meetings that people give up on me. Honestly,
Yeah. Facts.
honestly, at both jobs, like whether it's fast food or volleyball, you know what I mean? Like I've made mistakes. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
because I'm able to look back and self reflect internally that I can look and be like, hey man, this person gave up on me along the way. This person said something that just wasn't useful at all. Because you also have to recognize that even though like someone may want to be your mentor, it doesn't mean you should pick them as your mentor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna want to take people that not only reprimand you but do something productive for you while they're reprimanding you. You know what I mean? Because there's been multiple times where I'm looking past, like, where I've had multiple bosses, and I'm like, all right, this person may have reprimanded me for it, but this is what I took away from it. It wasn't helpful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I look back at moments like those, like Jersey Mike's or volleyball or whatever, it's like this person abandoned me, but this person stuck with me through it all. And not only that, gave me good advice to go off. So like that should be my mentor. And just don't be dumb. Just do something in return for them. Because at Side Out or my other job where I've had stuff like that happen and you get reprimanded or whatever, then the next day I don't go home and like, yo, like, fuck this person. This is stupid. Like, why would they say that? It's like, all right, bro, I recognize what I did wrong and I'm recognizing what they're trying to tell me, even if whether it's like them being an asshole or them being like nice about it, they're still kind of like reprimanding me for what I'm doing. And I know that I have to do better and it makes sense that they're saying it. Because the prime example I think of when I'm getting to memories like that is like one time I was working and I left money out. And Orm just walked by me and he was like, are you fucking stupid? Like, why would you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I went home and like I got in the car and I was like, honestly, the first thing I thought was like, yo, am I fucking stupid? like, you know what I mean, bro? Like, why would I leave money unattended with mad people around? Like, dumbass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So you can't even get mad in those moments, bro. But like, those are people that I picked to be my mentors. It just makes sense. You know what I mean? It's just about having the appreciation and doing something back. Because the next day I went back, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be a dumbass. I'm gonna be a useful dumbass. And I bought him like a cherry Pepsi or something. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, thanks, appreciate it. I was like, yeah, bro. Because I was like,
that's how you gotta be, bro.
Oh, I leave money up. Like, that's dumb
that is dumb as hell.
Like, you know what?
Oh,
be fine, me, bro.
That is dumb as hell, bro. But yeah, I mean, shoot. Yeah, I won my coach some medals, so I got him some silverware. So that's what I had to be back for.
That's bro, but that's what it's about. And honestly, it really just comes down to what you're doing for them. Yeah, like you got your coach's medals. I bought water and Pepsi.
Yeah,
but it's also about just showing up. Like the main thing when someone's your mentor, like really the only thing they're asking of you is you to show up.
Yeah. I didn't miss. I think I missed the least amount of practices when I was in club for sure. For both of my coaches, because my other coach, like my most recent coach, I'd say, he's I guess my most recent. He's a mentor as well for me, and he's doing his other stuff now. Like I haven't spoken to him in a while, but like I still have the same level of respect for him because he's the one who showed me how to really blow past the limit that I had when I was really not that good. So I can only be grateful to people like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yo, and honestly, that's the whole point, though. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting back here, you haven't talked to him in a while, and like, yeah, I'm sure you guys have had ups and downs just like everyone else throughout your club career. He probably told you something one time, like you're a dumbass, and you probably like upset about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you learn from it and got better, and you still hold that respect for him because you recognize, yo, even though I don't agree with this person right now, or this person's being a little bit harsh on me, like I'm not dumb. This person's done a lot for me, so I'm not going to turn around and be like, bro, man, like fuck this person. You know what I mean? Like like a lot of people do that. And it's really easy to do because it's really easy to run away from accountability. Like, honestly, 100 humans versus accountability. Like, who's gonna win? Not humans most of the time. You know what I mean? And it takes again a daily reflection. Like, yo, sometimes I just sit back in my house and I just be like reflecting. Like, yo, I remember when Jabbar did this for me. Like, that's fire. I appreciate that. It's a good memory. I remember Arden did this for me. I remember Drupal did this for me, and so on and so on and so on. You know what I mean? And day by day, you just go into work the next day. You remember that? I'm like, yo, like. Even if I go into work and Jabbar's like, yo, you fucked this up, like, you're a dumbass, I'm not going to get mad because, one, he's probably right, and two, even if he's wrong and it wasn't me, like, hey, bro, who am I to get mad at you after all you've done for me? You know what I mean? And you're only asking that to show up. That's the other thing. Because, like, the other day when I popped my tire, I was going to be late for my 12 p.m. shift because I was working at 12 to 4, and me and Enrique were there. That's a whole nother story that we got to talk about some other time. But when I popped my tire, and I went with Enrique, I was just selling him mad money for him to take out so I could pay the people. And they were taking a while. I didn't think I was going to get there on time. So I shoot him a message. I'm like, yo, Jabbar, might be late, might not sure. And he was like, okay, it's cool. I'm cool with you being late as long as you show up by 2, right? So that's already 2 hours into my shift, which is crazy leniency. Like, I appreciate it, but it was crazy leniency. And so then I look at Enrique, and we stand there for a little while, and out of nowhere, boom, the guy comes out. I told him to change the tire. I'm like, damn, I'm going to be here for like an hour and a half. He was like, oh, okay, it's done. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's done. I'm like, oh, okay, fire.
5 minutes.
Yeah, like, bro, literally 5 minutes. So we get in the car, and I'm looking at the time, and it was like 11:20, 11. And I'm like, all right, most people here are going to tell themselves that they have to get work by 2 because that's like the leniency they were given.
Yeah.
But bro, this is Jabbar, and he's done so much for me. Let me just do my base necessity of being a good mentoree. Just show up on time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, just not take advantage. It's about not only going above and beyond, but also just doing the bare minimum at times. Like, you know what I mean? So I showed up at like 11:55. He's, yo, I thought your tire popped in the highway. Yeah, bro, still here. And that's literally it. And like, it sounds so simple, but so many people don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I look around and I'm like, I see people interact sometimes. And I'm like, all right, like, you know what this person means to you because I watch them do the things that they do for you on a daily basis. Because, like, obviously I'm always around like other coaches and other good people, you know, because I think I surround myself with good people. And I'm seeing the things that they do for other people, and this kid just like doesn't show up or is late to work, you know what I mean? Like, I look at other people that work at Jersey Mike's, and like kids, well, I say kids, but like 16, 17, will show up late, and I'm just like, why would you do that? You know, like, he does so much for you, and like, so do like a lot of other people at Jersey Mike's because they're genuinely good people, and like, you're just taking advantage of it. Like, it's wrong. You know what I mean? You're not doing the bare minimum, just showing up at 10 a.m. It's not even 8 or 9. 10 a.m. you're showing up at 11. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And those people get fired. You know? And honestly, it's the same thing as having a mentor, because if you don't show up for your mentor, obviously your mentor's gonna fire you. Are you dumb? Like, you're not even doing the bare minimum of showing up. Why would you not get fired? You know?
Some people are just like so damningly ignorant, bro. It's just like, it's laid out on a silver platter for you. Like,
facts.
Like, it's not
damn near gold.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's not an obligation for your boss to be nice to you.
No, literally,
it's not an obligation.
Yo, because the other day I went to another sandwich store, and I was telling them about where I work, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no. Like, if I ask to trade with an employee, sometimes my boss just tells me no." And I'm like, wow, that's really a bare minimum at Jersey Mike's. Yeah. Like, it's just having, but like, so many things you don't realize because you just have them set up for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And like, it's really dumb, but like, when I say, like, when I'm complaining about people, I'm complaining about myself too. Like, I don't ever want people to think that I sit here and talk like this about just one, people in general, but two, not about myself. Because there have been so many times, like, you don't get to the conclusion that I've come to about like bosses and mentors and all that stuff if you haven't failed at being one yourself.
Yeah.
Because like, but the difference is that like, I really sit back on a daily, if not rarely ever weekly occurrence, and think about that stuff. That's why, because I've had the same thoughts about myself. Like there've been times where I'll say something to Jabbar, or I'll say something to Artem, or like I'll have a reaction that's kind of just not rude or anything, but just kind of versus human nature.
Yeah.
And I get in the car and I'm like, the fuck am I doing? Like, am I dumb actually? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think about all these things. I'm just like, you're dumb because you're not doing this. This person's done this for you, and you're just kind of being an asshole back. Like, yes, maybe it could have been phrased better, but also, yes, this person has done a lot for you. So you can just like take it and learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have to say anything to begin with. And there's so many times where I've done that, and I look around and I'm like, do people not think about this type of thing on a daily basis? Because why would you not? Kindness is happening to you on a daily basis, and you're just not taking a look at it. Like, it doesn't make sense.
It's an insane way to live, but why do I care? Like, why do I care for them, bro? Like, if I'm not doing it,
Thanks,
then
bro.
that's different than them not doing it. Like, I care if I don't do it. But,
yeah, bro. And there's better people that come from that. You know what I mean?
exactly.
It doesn't always get noticed at first. Like, actually, it pretty much never gets noticed at first. But like, once people see that you're not dumb, like you're genuinely appreciating them, and not even appreciating them for like a materialistic like point or anything.
Yeah.
Just like appreciating them as a human being. They're like, yo, either I recognize this and I appreciate this, and like, I'm gonna keep giving you advice and like opportunity, or they're just gonna be stupid and be like, yeah, no, fuck you, and walk away. You know what I mean? Which is generally just dumb, But yeah, I just don't understand. Like again, I said, it just really comes down to like me doing this and like having conversations like that on a daily basis. Because like, as much as I call other people stupid out loud, at the same time, I'm also doing it to myself internally. Like I'll just on a daily basis and on a reflection basis, I'll just be like, I'll think back to something, I'll be like, that's dumb as hell. You know what I mean? Like, why did I do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like there was one time where I was driving last week, and I was thinking about an interaction I had with a coworker one time. And I promise you, if you're watching this video, I probably done this to you before too, because I just do this. I was driving and I was thinking, and I was like, damn, I really said that. Damn, I low-key forgot that was going on. Wait, that's dumb as hell. And I just text him like, yo, my bad, bro. Like, I should not have done that. You know what I mean? And then most of the time, I just text back and be like, yo, bro, you're good, honestly. They didn't even mean that much. Or they'll be like, yo, bro, like, you don't even got to worry about it. Or, like, no matter what they say, like you said, as long as I'm doing the right thing, it's all that really matters to me. And as both a mentor and a mentoree. I mean, I know that it's probably just had, like, what's the best way to explain it? Because when you live your life, other people are going to admire at some point, no matter who you are. Like, whether you're evil or good, people are going to admire. And I think that at some point, maybe I've been a mentor to someone without even like meaning to be, but I don't consider myself a mentor, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I feel the same way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that just comes from not a lack of confidence, because I think that I do good things. Like obviously, I wouldn't live my life and reflect on a daily basis to not do good things.
Yeah.
So I think I do good things, but I don't think I have enough experience in those things to be like, yo, I'm a mentor at this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happened, and I'm sure it should have happened at some point, because I'm putting out good things. But I don't think that you should go around and brag and be like, yo, like I'm a mentor to everyone around me, bro, and I be putting out such good work. You know what I mean? It's just like, why?
Yeah,
it's just something that has to naturally happen at our age. When we hit like 30 or 40, go for it. But you don't have enough life experience as an adult, 2 years living on my own, to be like, yo, you know what I mean? And like, I think that that's also something that you have to think about on a daily basis, is both a mentor and a mentoree. Because if you really just look back at it and realize like the dumb stuff you're doing, then just stop doing that dumb stuff. And like you said earlier when you got that message, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As both a mentor and a mentoree. Because sometimes, like I'll recognize what I'm doing wrong with bosses at any job, and I'm just like, all right, this person knows that I know what I'm doing is wrong. They hopefully know that I'm not stupid. So hopefully they're gonna recognize and like hope for me to make a change in my action.
Yeah.
I mean? And if it gets recognized, it gets recognized. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But no matter what happens, whether it's a fuck you or it's a paragraph of thanks or something in between, hey bro, as long as I'm doing the right thing and I'm putting something out,
word,
that's all that matters. Honestly.
Word. No, yeah. I think the best mentors are the people that don't say it. Like, I don't think anybody should go and outright say like, yes, I'm a mentor, when they're very clearly not. Like, if you've mentored somebody before, then maybe. But I feel like the best mentors are the people that don't even mean to become mentors. You know what I mean? Like, people that don't strive to become mentors, they're just your general teachers, and they're doing the right thing.
because that's their character. So it's what they've built up, and that's
Exactly.
why they're a mentor.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I don't think my coach would call himself a mentor ever.
Yeah.
I don't think so ever. Like, which is like, yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's crazy to think about. And I don't think I would ever call myself a mentor either. Yeah, like, it's
Yeah,
just,
I would say like, yo, I'm a friend. I'm sure my friends have learned off me, but I'd never be like,
yeah,
yo.
yeah. But I would never say, yo, I'm a mentor. Like, I'm somebody that's to be looked up to. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I would never say that. Not right now, at least.
Facts.
I don't think I've done enough, and I don't think I think I still do some things that are just not.
Dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
it's
just
dumb.
dumb.
Yeah, I mean,
I still do dumb shit. So, yeah, 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 bro. Yeah, bro. But
Yeah, I think it really just comes down back to just being emotionally intelligent and just
Yeah.
analyzing it a day basis. Like, yo, this person doesn't allow for me. This person is not. And obviously, it really does take effort because there's been points where I've had friends or mentors that I just need to appreciate because appreciation really does take effort. You know,
yeah,
there used to be
it would.
points where I'd come home and I'd have to recognize like, yo, this person's reaching out to me. This person's talking to me on a daily basis, and they mean a lot to me. So maybe I should just pay attention to that a little more and give it a little more recognition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just show up because there were times where mentors would just ask me to show up for them or yeah, just show up, you know?
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't. And then I just look back and be like, wait. I missed work 2 times last week. And that's dumb because I had to work 6 days. That just means I'm not showing up enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it takes just conscious effort to fix that up and appreciate someone just constantly.
Yeah.
Conscious effort.
Facts. Good talks.
Facts.